Hey, we asked cops for their stories on the force, and man, did they not deliver. Apparently, it was just a bunch of their relatives. Yeah, my uncle was on the force once. So isn't that incredible? No cops watch this channel. They just watch us from a distance. We were surveilled for quite a few months. I can't believe that not one police officer rode in. I was in the New South Wales cops for 20 years. Oh, I'm already wrong in the first sentence. On a quiet night shift, yeah, you can tell he was on the force for 20 years, can't you? On a quiet night shift, I was presently looking in the current direction of the present... Why do they all talk like that? In the present vicinity of the... Sometimes we would get bored. On one such shift, my partner and I went back to the station and swapped our vehicle for an unmarked vehicle. Ooh. No. We had this great idea to try and trick the sergeant. Great bloke, always up for a laugh. I'm sure he was up for this one. Into thinking he was pursuing a stolen vehicle. Surely you're breaking a lot of codes by doing that. This has to be in rural Australia. There's no way you can get away with this in fucking Sydney. It was early hours of the morning when we got his attention, taking off, driving like a stolen vehicle. He took the bait and started chasing us through an industrial area. After a while, we pulled into a dead-end street and started to get out of the car ready for a laugh, only to be greeted by the inspector. Man, what a scary title. The Inspector. Reminds me of a Warhammer reference that I don't really remember, so I will carry on. The opposite of a great bloke, and very much not up for a laugh. With his gun drawn and pointed at my face, nearly lost my job and my driver's license over that one. Cry laugh emoji. Look, doesn't sound like the inspector is not a great bloke. It sounds like, quote, a guy that is correctly doing his job. I don't think... Oh, come on, Sarge. All we were doing was wasting valuable resources and misleading a cop. Where's the crime? Oops. My uncle was on the force and used to do triathlon marathons for fun on his days off. Jesus, the Iron Man. Why is every cop either a fitness psycho or a fat cunt? No between. He'd always get a good laugh when someone fled, as he'd just jog right behind them the entire time. Oh, so good. Fuck Usain Bolt slow ever since he stopped running professionally. He never needed to tackle them. Instead, he'd let them run themselves exhausted until they collapsed and arrested them after. Holy hell, he's a kelpie. That's incredible. I have 100 for you. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's supposed to go 10 minutes. How long you got? 10 minutes, cunt. We were chasing a guy who just beat his wife. Oh, I have 100 tails for you. We knew generally what direction he went in. Must have driven up and down the street 10 times. Eventually saw him, picked him up, only for him to tell us, you cunts are blind. I was hiding behind that tree the whole time. Truly a child trapped in a man's body who beats their wife and then wants to play hide and seek. Especially when he's about to go to jail for a long time. Yay, daycare centre! Now I'm it. And what is he thinking that whole time when he's tired? Is it the 5-year-old thought of... They still haven't found me. Does that mean they forgot about me? The winner for the dumbest criminal I ever arrested? We knew 100% that this guy broke into a house. We knew the time that he did it. Witnesses galore, and called him into the station. He walks in, no joke, it went like this. I like this out. Why am I here? Wanted to chat regarding your whereabouts. Yeah, I was with my mum at 3:30 a.m. last night. I don't know nothing about a breaking in. Okay, but we didn't tell you when and what you're being questioned about. Fuck. Oh, and we called your mum, because he was on bail and told not to leave the premises, and she told us that idiot was out breaking into houses on Bleep Street last night. I literally have way more, but this comment is already way too long. Well, I didn't say stop. I want to hear the other 96. You get exactly what we were fishing for out of this video, which is pretty much just to rehash that old 90s show, World's Stupidest Criminals. You know, without the budget. My great uncle was a cop. Fuck, I thought I was getting distant with uncle. Great uncle? How did you even know that cunt? Which led to him being a bodyguard for Gough Whitlam. Wow. Your great uncle. Gough liked to make sure everyone around him was on top of their game. One day, Gough decided he wanted to go for a swim at the beach, so my uncle accompanied him, both wearing only bathers, swimming trunks. You're literally a bodyguard at that point. Like, you can't do anything in a shark-related situation, which, let's just look at the timeline here. You're fucking on thin ice, mate. While we're at the beach, Gough pulled my uncle up, asking how he was planning to protect him with nothing but a towel. Smart man. And that's why he didn't last a term. Fucking kid.
Wait, whoa. That looks like you're calling Whitlam a fucking c***. Are you?
Yeah. I mean, even Rudd could look at him and just be like, what a pussy. I lasted longer than that. My uncle folded the towel back to reveal a revolver stashed inside. Damn! That's going to be so useful until the exact moment you start swimming. I believe Goff appreciated the ability to blend in while remaining on guard and liked to regularly check that the people around him were at the top of their game. What a great little tidbit of history. That would have been completely lost. I'm telling you now, that would have never made it to a history book. And it should have, because it was just like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit about his character. Yeah. Lady called up the police station wanting to report that her niece's soul was being stolen by that blonde bitch on the ABC. Which blonde bitch? Can only be two. They're really pushing the quotas these days. I asked her where her niece was and if she was safe. She told me that the parents didn't let her see the niece because they thought she was crazy. Well, they're stupid. This is the sanest person that we've had in the entire series. See, don't you think that anybody who uses the phrase, I'm being gaslit, actually is just this? I asked her how she knew that the niece was having her soul stolen. That is a very good question. I'd love to know the answer. Oh, please let it be in here. By this point, some colleagues were listening in curiously since it was a slower night. The lady angrily said she could tell by the presenter's expression. See, that is always the telltale of an insane person, isn't it? I can tell. You're just looking at me the right way, aren't you? No matter what type of crazy person they are, cat lady, chopper reed, they've all got that, you're fucking looking at me, aren't you? And also that she had her own soul stolen 40 years ago. Jesus! Man, imagine if she was telling the truth. And the fact that you guys sitting there in your bloody offices... Right. A witch doctor is stealing your niece's soul. Oh, and your soul was stolen by that same witch doctor 40 years ago. Yes, I'm writing it all down. I'll tell you who would have taken it seriously. Agent Scully. Or Mulder, whichever one was the guy. I asked her if she'd made a theft report for the soul at the time. You did take it seriously. Colleagues cracked up. She talked a bit more about how the Liberals use child blood and souls to stay young. Where's the joke there? Then she hung up. I mean, come on. Philip Ruddock, Peter Dutton, as if they don't, but they're clearly not getting the good stuff. Woo. Every time I notice a TV showing the ABC, yeah, I very much like how you phrase that, because you're watching the ABC in the only place that it is socially acceptable anymore. Airports. I wonder who she was talking about. Oh, I've got my guesses. No, seriously, I really fucking want to know too. I don't know. My dad was a cop. Well, that's a lot closer than great uncle. And one of his co-workers was being investigated for misconduct related to a traffic stop he had made earlier that month. When they brought him in for questioning, they asked him if he knew why he was there. He responded with, because I shot my neighbour's cat with a crossbow. He was promptly fired. See, I want to know though, was he telling the truth or not? This really does feel like the end of True Detective. They've left it wide open for interpretation. And guessing by how many cops beforehand are just always up for a laugh? It seems like most cops go into being cops because they failed the audition for the Jamie Kennedy experiment. You still haven't used the story of the Melbourne cop pointing his gun at his partner's head for threatening to spoil a movie. Why haven't we done that yet? Okay, just to keep Puggy happy, complainant Morgan Royston, 26, threatened to reveal the plot of the Top Gun Maverick movie to gain... It's not exactly an M. Night Shyamalan movie, is it? Plot twist, America's awesome, as is Tom Cruise.
I had not seen that yet, you fucking prick.
I'm telling you, I don't want to... you really haven't seen fucking Top Gun. Oh, I nearly died, guys. What an NDE. Let's continue. No, I'm ready. It's fine. Thank you for asking. I located a mental health abscontee having a snooze in a bush. What is it with crazy people and hiding in bushes? It really is the old thing that your parents told you that you thought was a lie, that you could be walking down the street one day. Yeah, play laser tag with me, c***. Once he saw me, he tried to run. He went about 10 meters before he was absolutely exhausted and gave up. Damn, Beyond Blue's right. Depression does make you tired. As soon as he turned around, I noticed an enormous bulge in the front of his pants. Oh, what's he got to be sad about? As well as him wearing 3 tracksuit pants and 2 hoodies on a 40-degree day. This man was an absolute gem. He was more than happy to tell me about how he was a billionaire, and that I would become one of his CEOs. Wow. You too could own 2 hoodies. You've got to give the Insane this. They are entrepreneurial. All of them have many, many successful businesses. And if you, this random stranger they just met, help them out, you could be rich too. Unfortunately, being the only male officer there, I had the pleasure of searching him. What, this upstanding billionaire? God, that must have been intimidating. Touching a billionaire's massive cock. After getting him to remove 2 of the 3 tracksuit pants, there was still a giant bulge in his pants. I knew it. I knew he was big. I asked him, what do you have stuffed down your pants? He said, just my balls. Wow, that really adds a lowbrow tinge to Oscar Wilde's quip when he went into American Customs. Anything to declare? I have nothing to declare except my balls. I regrettably said, I don't believe you. I'm gonna need to take a look. Fuck, you're keen, aren't you? David Copperfield over here, eh? Before I had a chance to move into a more private place, the man, with a smile, dropped his pants to his ankles in front of me. 2 female police. Hell yeah, it's a party. 2 female ambos. Hell yeah. 2 Officer Jennies and 2 Nurse Joys. And a park full of people. Fuck, what a public orgy. His right testy was swollen to the size of a basketball. He wasn't lying! Well, he was telling the half-truth. There was a good few moments of silence and stewing in disbelief before an ambo said, good thing we're going to hospital. What, so he was about to bust a nut, was he? Happily got into the ambulance. Isn't it great being insane in Australia? All right, free medical attention is free attention to me. Where he gave me business pointers and begged the ambos for random medication. Oh, sick, what a king. Him and John Connor, eh? That's such a good ending. Oh, thank you so much. Look, as always, I don't think that you can top cops, but let's give it a go with teachers. If there is one profession that might have better stories than that, that's where we're going next. So if you are a teacher, let us know what your experiences are in the comments below. And if you're a cop, fuck off. You've had 3 videos at this point. Wait your turn.